Hello everybody, I've got yet another toy, the Drift Ghost HD. Been hearing a lot of nice things about it, and I was looking for another helmet cam to possibly supersede the Vio because it's getting a bit old and I'm losing a little bit of faith in it, and also the wires and the unit are a little bit bulky. So the main reason I wanted this was as a main helmet vlogging cam. Also on the Vio, the external mic tends to be a little bit distorted, so I've had to do a mic test on this as well. Right, first of all, just to, I'm not going to do like an unboxing type of thing, because you've obviously seen a lot of those. First of all, I want to just mention the external mic. This isn't the actual external mic that came with it, but when I did get the actual Drift external mic, I just touched it like that, and the sponge came off really easily. So do bear in mind, if you go for the HD Ghost and you get the Drift external mic, just drop a little bit of super glue on there and then pop that on. But just be careful not to squeeze the sponge in place, because the super glue will come through and stick your fingers to the mic. Okay, so that's the microphone. You come with two mounts for these, two helmet mounts basically. You get a very straight mount like this. You also get a curved mount, so depending on whereabouts on your helmet you're going to be putting it, depends on which mount you're going to use. If you do have more than one helmet, then I'd recommend you possibly buy the extra bag of mounts that you can get. You get another straight and another curved, and it's about 16 to 18 pounds. So that's that. You also get one of the helmet strap mounts that you can use with like a pair of goggles or something for motocrossing. It also comes with this waterproof back here. So once you put that on, apparently it's waterproof up to 9 meters. Then if you wanted to use the other back, which I will be doing, it's basically water resistant, and then you can plug in your USB there or your mic there. Speaking of mic, the mic is a 3.5mm jack now. That was my phone, sorry. A 3.5mm jack instead of a 2.5mm jack in the earlier models, so you get more of a choice of what type of mic you use. Okay, comparing the HD Ghost to the standard HD, you can see that the screen is a lot bigger on the Ghost. I'm not going to bother turning it on and going through the menus again, because there's probably uploads already out there. But you can also see it is actually a slightly thinner profile as well. If you want to, on the Ghost, you can actually charge the Ghost whilst riding. So for example, if you were to put that in the PC, you plug it in and it would just pick it up as a memory card reader. But if you were to plug it into something like this, whilst it's on your motorbike, then it will pick it up as just a charger. So you'll be able to record and charge at the same time. So your only limitation then is going to be the memory card size. Memory card size, you can stick a 32 gig memory card. It's a micro SD. And I would recommend you use a class 10 because it's a faster memory card. Battery life on these is possibly around 3 hours, but I've not tried it myself personally. But it's one of the best battery lives of any camera that you can use portably on your helmet. You can also set the exposure settings on these. For night time, you can set it up to +1 or +2 on your exposure. There's also 3 programmable modes, so if you regularly use the camera at night or in the day on your helmet or on track days, there are 3 programmable modes that you can use, and you can actually set these up instead of having to keep going to 1080p, 127 degrees, etc. You can have the setting you want by just selecting mode 1, mode 2 or mode 3. I think that's going to come in quite handy for people that ride all year round and all day and all night. Okay, I'm going to go out and do a test on it now. Earlier on I did a nighttime test and I'd narrowed the field of view on it, and I'd also done a microphone test because I was worried about all the distortion and everything. So here's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, I'm just going to pop it on the helmet now, and we'll see how it goes out on the road. Okay, Here we are with the helmet on. It's a damp but becoming sunny day. Also doing a little microphone test here at 30 miles an hour. I do notice the extra little bit of weight on the helmet, but that also might be because the head unit of my Vio is still on. But it doesn't take long to get used to it, and I'm probably building some Iron Man neck muscles, so that's okay. It's a lot more convenient than the Vio. I don't have to shove an extra unit in my pocket, I don't have to have wires dangling everywhere. But one thing that you do need to know is yesterday I went to plug the microphone in, the external drift microphone, and it was a lot tougher fit than I thought. It clicked once, and then when I went to do the test, the sound was only coming out of the unit, or into the unit, and that's because I hadn't made sure it was plugged in all the way. So if you do get the external drift mic, do bear in mind that the plug fit is actually quite tight, so give it that extra little bit of push to get the microphone into the unit. Batteries. I mentioned the battery life is supposed to be pretty good. I went out for about half an hour yesterday and it registered I'd only lost 12%, so that's not bad going at all, is it? Bear in mind it's quite cold here too. I have ordered an external 500 milliamp power supply. It's a USB power supply, and when you plug that in, it's a small unit that can fit in your pocket. The camera will run off the actual power supply first, and then when the power supply packs up, it will then start to run off the actual unit itself, which is really handy. So you could probably double, maybe treble your actual battery life. One of my instructors, Jamie, has got one of these units, and he says when he goes motocrossing or green laning, it lasts all day. So the only limit he's got then is his memory card. So that's quite useful, isn't it? It was only £15. The tag feature. I want to talk about this tag feature. It's quite a clever idea where you can set the unit to record, and it records into its own memory until you press tag, and then it places the set amount of time of the recording into your actual memory card. It's really handy because it will save room on your memory card, but there's one major flaw that people need to be aware of, and this is the same as the Vio. Part of the reason people have these units on is because if something happens, like an accident even, and you come off, you're going to need this as evidence of what happened. The problem with the tag feature is if you come off, the odds are on you're going to forget to actually press tag. And all that's going to happen then is that unit, when it was recorded into the unit, or the film recorded into the unit, sorry, is going to get lost. You're not going to tag it. So that means that you've got zero footage. I find on a 32 gig memory card you can get a good few hours on, and I've heard it says that I don't want to have to sift through all the footage. It's not a major problem. When you plug it into your PC, you can use the bar at the bottom just to drag across to the part that you want. It's not a major issue at all. Okay, let's pick a little bit of speed up here. A little bit of wind, doing a microphone test. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to come in quite handy actually, this little bit, because I'm going to be facing the sunshine, which I am now. Just see how the exposure is on it. So regarding the tag feature, personally, I wouldn't use it. That's only me. If something happened to happen, then I wouldn't remember to press the tag button. Let me just check if it's recording still. Yep, that's recording. Flashing red on my remote control, which is quite nice. The camera's been supplied to me by actioncameras.co.uk. And they've offered to do a deal for all of my subscribers. If you go to their website and buy anything on their website, apart from the GoPro Hero 3 White Edition, then if you enter the promo code Roadcraft10 into the checkout, you will get 10% off anything that they sell. So basically this £300 drift will cost you £270.
the £16 external microphone effectively then comes to you free, doesn't it? One of the main features that impressed me about this is the rotatable lens. I just can't believe what a great idea that is, because your helmet isn't necessarily dead level or straight. So if you stick the camera on the side of your helmet and it's angled like this, you can grab the actual lens and you can twist it so that the picture appears upright, which I think is a brilliant idea. And that means that you're not really limited on whereabouts you put this thing. It doesn't matter what angle. Where the GoPro, even though you do have your knuckles and you can adjust things, you'll find that the GoPro sometimes is limited to whereabouts you can stick it. The reason I'm choosing the Drift as the helmet cam is because the GoPro is quite wide, and if it sticks on the side of your helmet, I can imagine you're getting quite a lot of drag, and it also looks a bit daft, to be honest. Some people are putting the GoPro on the chin piece, which I think is a really clever idea, actually. Not sure how they mount that. Feel free to make a comment and let us know what you use to mount your GoPro on the front of your helmet, and then I can do like a triple comparison, can't I? So, as a helmet cam, I think the Drift Ghost is absolutely fantastic. It's got a slim profile and it's also matte black, so a lot of these dark helmets nowadays, it looks quite inconspicuous. The GoPro Hero is a fantastic camera, and I use that for things like my track days. So on this track day with Baron, I'm going to be using GoPro front and back, and I'm possibly going to pop the Drift on the side for a low down shot. I'm just going to try the field of view test on this actually. At the moment I'm riding it on 1080p, 30 frames a second, and I think it's 172 degrees field of view. 127 degrees field of view. Still 1080, still 30 frames a second. Even I don't know how this is going to turn out. I did set the camera quite low for the 170 degrees one, so that I cut out a lot of the sky and a lot of possible exposure problems. So this might not be set up right for this field of view, but we'll try it. I assume it might be a little bit too low down, so I'm just going to ride with my head up a little bit more just to see if I can compensate for it. So all in all, I think the Drift Ghost is worth every penny. It's looking like my Vio is going to be possibly sat on a shelf as like an emergency camera from now on. And that's because the Drift is just so easy to use. In fact, I'm going to leave my visor open now and I'm going to carry on talking to you. The volume on this is set on the minimum, the first bar. So I'm just going to chat away normally. I'm doing 60 miles an hour. I'm going to put my head out into the wind. That's a lot of wind blast. And now my visor's just popped itself down. So it'll be interesting to see how the sound comes out on that. Feel free to post any comments or questions in the box below. And I hope you enjoyed this.